Hello, hi Cancer. Welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Remember, they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. Always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week, excuse me, for your key to the week this week you have as always, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel and you want some of that Rafi love, hit that subscribe button. And for your key to the week this week, you've got the Faith card. So in this deck, it's called Faith, but actually this is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is a very exoteric card, right? It's a very spiritual card, but it's the motions, the processes, the initiations that we go through in order to reach that spirituality. It's the processes, right? And so very often on a really sort of microcosmic level, this can show up as the things that we have to do consistently, and routinely and religiously in order to reach a certain experience, right? Outside of that, when it represents sort of the external world, this is usually bigger or larger institutions. So this week, if you find yourself having to interact with bigger or larger institutions in some way, shape or form, this is how it could show up for you, right? So we're going to see how it will, how play out in all of these different areas. But these are some of the ways that it can sort of show up. Now, for your actions and options, you've got the Ten of Pentacles. So a lot of you could be interacting with banks, building societies, corporate companies that hold resources. The Ten of Pentacles is a great card for actions and options because it means that you're going to obtain what it is that you're looking for, right? So this is wonderful. This is actually a really good thing. It's very exciting. Ten of Pentacles is a money card as well. So money, finances and resources look like they're doing well for you at this moment in time. But with the Ten of Pentacles as an options energy, as in the options that are available to you, this is about fixing something in your life as a permanent fixture for the future. Now, because obviously there is a Mercury retrograde, so if you're signing anything, and this is the thing, sometimes we don't have the luxury of not signing something in a Mercury retrograde, right? But you do what you can to mitigate whatever factors might show up. So you check it, you double check it, and you check it a third time. I don't care whether you say, oh, that's so time consuming. It's a Mercury retrograde. Unless you were born under a Mercury retrograde, you check it and you double check it and you triple check it. What I also like to do as well is in a Mercury retrograde, if it's something really important, I'll get like a second pair of eyes on it. Sometimes from, I'll ask somebody who's got a Mercury retrograde in their chart if they're available. But that's one way that you can go about this. Now, the other thing that I want to say to you is, like if you have to sign something, whether this is banking, whether it's finance, whether it's, something that you're applying for, cross the T's and dot the I's. Really, this is a time, if ever there were a time where you're dealing with money, finances, resources, bigger or larger institutions, especially around finances, check the fine print, right? I don't care how long it takes you, how boring it is, all the rest of that stuff. This is the time to read that stuff, okay? For your communications and conversations, wow, you've got the King of Pentacles, right? So I love this as a communications and conversations card because it does very good things for the work and the career. You've got this with the Hierophant card, which is Taurus energy. So a Taurus man features for you in some way, shape or form quite powerfully. And this could be somebody that you're communicating with, somebody that you're having a conversation with, maybe somebody who's playing a supportive role for you within your career. Now, when it comes to career in general, the King of Pentacles tends to show up as things like promotions. It can be bonuses at work. It can be where we really reach a top spot, where we step into a position and it's like, wow, I feel like I've arrived. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is you cementing, for all of us, right? All of us that have Cancer placements, this is you cementing something that is going to be a permanent fixture in your life from here on in, right? So this is, this is it gearing up effectively. For those of you that are studying though, This could be that there is somebody that is helping you, or you are seen as somebody that is steady and dependable within the organization that you're studying in. Same for those of you that are employed. If you are, whoever your boss is, you could be getting a promotion, you could be getting a pay rise, you could also be getting some kind of recognition that shows up for you, but in a really practical way. Because you've got the Hierophant card here as well, it is possible that you could be getting recognized with a title or an accolade. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, one way that this possibly shows up for you at this moment in time would be that you get a what's the word that I'm looking for? Like maybe your business has some kind of growth or advancement. Maybe your work gets some kind of recognition from, like, maybe a publishing house. That's very possible. Maybe it's from somebody that's, like a big website for whatever you do. Maybe it's a conglomerate that is recognized, but in your field, your business, your work, the way that you show up could be getting some form of recognition here. So that could be really nice. Now, when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this maybe you're figuring out what to do with your expertise so that it doesn't go to waste. For a lot of you, it looks like you'll be putting time and effort into something that feels to you like it is worth your time. For your love and relations, you've got the Nine of Wands. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, the Nine of Wands looks like there is some kind of healing that needs to take place this week. This could be, maybe through a personal revelation of some form of vulnerability. You've got this opposite the Faith card, so it may be that your health or your partner's health maybe isn't doing so good at this moment in time, or that you or a partner are on the opposite end of a healing journey, and you're just kind of looking back to say, like, wow, that was a process, but actually, you know what, I feel stronger for it. What it also tells me as well is if you collectively as a partnership, if you guys have been dealing with something that feels like it's been very unfair, maybe something that hasn't been sort of looked at or noticed, or maybe something that felt like it was very much out of your control, there is a possibility that you get your chance to speak this week. Now, remember, Mercury is retrograde, so if you can and you get a chance to speak or to sort of comment on something where you've been silenced previously, my advice to you on that front would be write it down, right? Write it down, make sure there are bullet points so that you can so that you've got a touchstone, right, to move through it. If you're single, it could be, maybe you're meeting a Taurus person, right? And it could be that you maybe are talking about some form of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Maybe you're talking about some kind of personal vulnerability. Maybe you're sharing something that is just like a little bit more, what's the word? Yeah, like maybe you're sharing something that you kind of know and feel is a bit more sensitive. It's a bit more sort of, and maybe you think to yourself, like, I don't know, why am I sharing this with a stranger? Or actually, you know what, this is a part of my journey and who I am. And actually, if I'm going to get into a relationship with someone, I'd rather them know this up front so that we can move forward and, everything's out in the open. It just kind of depends on your comfort level, I think. For your money and materials, look at this, you've got the Sun card. The Sun card with the Ten of Pentacles is one of the few combinations that can represent what we would consider sort of true wealth. There is a big financial boost this week that shows up. Now, because of the earth energy that's present, I do wonder if this is something that shows up that's going to be a permanent fixture. So it's like maybe you get the pay rise, but it's like a pay rise that's split over the course of however long you're employed from here on in, right? So it's like whatever it is, it's not going to be just like a cash lump sum. It will be money that comes in that enhances your experience right now, but it's money that stays. This is long money, right? Which, listen, what else can you say? That Nine of Wands For those of you that are single, it looks like the key to a solid relationship moving forward is literally by sharing, you know what, this is a part of my history, this is where I've been, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. I'm not shying away from it, like, but if you're going to take me and you're going to take me on, you take all of me, right? And for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, whether it's your healing journey or your partner's healing journey, this is you on the end of it, where everything is kind of much better than it was before. For your physical health and vitality, what more could you ask for than with the Sun card, right? This means that the physical health and vitality from here is all good. With the Hierophant card, which can represent hospitals, for those of you that have been in hospital, for those of you that have been waiting for tests or results from something, this is the all clear, right? This is the good news that comes on results that you've been waiting for on a health-based level. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, it's the Sun card, right? With the Faith card. This means that home, that sector that you rule, that you love most more than anything else, it's good, right? It's well, it's the structure of the house as well, the things that you need for home to truly be your sanctuary. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on, right? It's just with Cancer. All the other signs I've managed to make through without sniffling noses and all the rest of the stuff that usually shows up, but very, very interesting. All in all, this looks like a great week. And I also want to say as well, I forgot to mention, on the 18th of April, so on the 18th of this month, my tarot course is going to open its enrollment doors once more. So it will be open from the 18th to the 30th, and then after that it will close. It's 12 weeks, lots of bonus material, PDFs, videos, live client demonstrations, all kinds of stuff. This will be the last time that I teach this course this year. All right, so if you want to get in on it, now is your moment to do so. It would be lovely to have you. So stay tuned for April the 18th. And with that said, have a fantastic week. It looks like you will. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.